Shop at Vaughn's Friday through Sunday now through August 28th and earn 2 times gas reward points on purchases. Clip the weekly coupon and use at checkout, or click the coupon on Just For You. Redeem gas rewards at participating Vaughn's, Chevron, and Texaco gas stations. Maximum gas reward at participating Chevron or Texaco stations is 20 cents per gallon in a single fill-up, up to 25 gallons. Other restrictions and exclusions apply. See complete details at Vons.com.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, and welcome to Conscious Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Linda Summers, and these shows are all about relationships and all that encompasses. And the guest experts on the show will be providing you with information as to how you can become more connected with yourself. And today's topic is the meaning to a happy business is having clients you actually love with Allie Jean. But before we bring Allie on board, I want to give you a little bit of background information about her. Allie Jean of Red Unicorn Media is an artistic web designer and branding genius. She works with spiritually centered feminine soulpreneurs who want more than a transactional experience for their company, taking traditional art and intertwining it with modern digital techniques in her wheelhouse. She's been a rebel all her life and constantly was scapegoated for the same things that now have created a super successful branding and publishing media company. She is an intuitive artist that is up and coming when it comes to the hottest art and marketing trends that haven't quite mainstreamed yet. Allie Jean is an ex-Rolling Stone manager transitioned to Unicorn in the rough. Inspiration and deep, meaningful relationships shape her goals, strategy, and way of life. And with that, I'd love to welcome Allie to the show. Hi, Allie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing fabulous.
Awesome. Well, we are so glad to have you on the show. And it's just, what I want to say is I have worked with Allie, and Allie has done my website, and she truly is everything that she says. And so you are amazing, and you are intuitive, and you do create some amazing, amazing artwork for everybody. And it's so individualized, and that's what I love about it. It really suits that person's personality and just who they are. So I really wanted to say that. So thank you.
Thank you. It was an honor to work with your brand, and I love to work with all of my clients now because they're all my ideal clients. And the way that happened was really diving deep into creating an actual relationship with the people that are hiring me for services instead of just looking at it as a transactional type of situation where we're just exchanging money for services. That's really boring, right?
Exactly. Right. When are we going to get to that? Right. But just besides a template of something. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I kind of want to begin because I hear people in the audience going, ex-Rolling Stone manager, why would she leave? What an opportunity that she has. That'd be crazy. Why would she leave? So why did you leave this company?
Okay, so I left this company in 2008, and it actually was not my choice, but it was what the universe was going to give me. And at the time, I cried my eyes out. But what happened was I'm from the Motor City, so we had a satellite office here in Michigan because obviously they're not based in Michigan. They're on the Avenue of Americas in New York. So we handled all of the marketing initiatives with, people like Ed Hardy and combining that with the Rolling Stone magazine and the new Ford Charger and doing these really enormous multi-channel type marketing initiatives for these brands. And it was so much fun. It was one of the coolest companies to work for. I also actually ended up working under the Men's Journal magazine and Us Weekly. And Us Weekly was a blast, by the way. That was even more fun, actually, than Rolling Stone because of all the celebrity stuff. So we did parties. We did all kinds of fun stuff. But when the economy crashed here in the U.S. in 2008, the car industry here in Detroit, as everybody knows, really took it hard, and a lot of the big companies like Chrysler pulled their contracts. And there was just nothing for us to hold on to as a really small satellite office, and they let us go. So I cried my eyes out. I was in the middle of finishing my senior year of college, getting my bachelor's of fine arts. And my dream was to go to an advertising company and become a huge art director. And I had all this knowledge under my belt, and I was like, this is my opportunity to really finish up well. Well, that didn't happen at all, of course, because life never goes as planned, right?
Yes.
Even at Rolling Stone, I never fit in. So I was always even a bigger rebel. Like you think that anyone could really work for Rolling Stone who was a rebel and smart and intelligent and creative, but apparently I was still too rebellious for them. And they often had these rules that I just couldn't abide by, and I was always looking to kind of think outside of the box, even at that type of company. And so when I started looking to what is my future, I really went off the grid, and I started doing a lot of freelance work locally, and I did that for a long time. And then we moved out of the city, and I moved to the country. We live on 5 acres. It's beautiful out here. And it got really quiet for me, and I started finding what was really missing in my life, and that was the artistry that I've always had since I was a little girl. And I knew that that was what was missing from my life, and I also knew that I wasn't working with people that actually respected me, my work, and I wasn't having fun. So I started exploring what that was all about, and it's really led me to today, to being here with you, talking about it. And the biggest thing that I realized was I wasn't living real relationships with my clients. They were just emails back and forth. Money exchange. Money's good, but if you're not having fun in your business, it's worthless.
Yeah. And something else I heard you say, too, in the beginning, which I think is important for people to recognize as well, is like the universe kind of came in, stepped in, and, here you were in this great company that you were loving it, but it was like, okay, now it's time to move on and really dive in. So I feel like the message, too, is that, it's like when something is taken from us, it actually is for the betterment of us. If we don't look at it at the time, but look where you're at today. I mean, it's so amazing. And the transition that had happened from there to really moving out to the country and diving deeper in and now, being actually in relationships people that you love, the clients that you love. So how amazing.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It is. It's really amazing to be able to realize that those kind of they seemed like missteps. I mean, it seemed like misfortune in my life, and I was very devastated by it because I couldn't stop thinking about the day that I got the job and they gave me that business card that said my name with Rolling Stone logo on it, and I just was totally out of my mind, and it was amazing. It was like this holographic card, too. It was so cool. Wow. And I, raced home, and I was with them for years, and it felt like a loss. But when I think about all the losses in my life now, personal and professional, I really see the light. I see, okay, that hurt, and it didn't feel good, and I felt like it was a loss, but now I'm here, so how could it have been? And I'm starting to really understand that. I'm in my late 30s, and I'm like really into kind of examining all of those things in my life, and I think that they're all blessings now.
Absolutely. And you've come into this really because you're very visible now on the Facebook and just really in your business being very, very visible. So let's talk about how the visibility has changed your life and where and your business by coming into that, because you are very visible.
Huge. So This is something that no one ever expects me to say, but everyone thinks that I was like born on the internet and I'm this internet baby and I'm so outgoing and I am just all about, putting it all out there and laying it all out for everybody to see. And the truth of the matter is I've only been on Facebook for 2 years. Okay, I have not been visible online. I was always local, and I always had kind of more of a private type of life. Even though I'm an outgoing person, I worked with people locally. I met them in person. I was very traditional in my marketing and in my sales approaches. And when I got online, it wasn't to start really doing Red Unicorn Media. It was actually me getting a puppy. And I had no idea what I was doing with him. His name's Kingsley, and I literally was freaking out. I thought, I'm never going to be able to train him. I'm not going to be able to potty train him. And so the breeder said, hey, go on Facebook. There's a group, and everyone in that group has the same kind of dog. And I was like, oh, okay. And for the first year on Facebook, I wasn't even doing business. I was, learning how to potty train my puppy.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't it funny? And everyone's always really surprised to hear that, I wasn't born on the internet. I certainly wasn't. I'm a very private person. But when I decided, fate stepped in, and someone in that puppy group was in marketing, and she said, try out this group. You got to try it out. And of course, I have a business soul. My first business was when I was like 8 years old, and I was making homemade magnets and wreaths and selling them door to door. So I'm like a born salesperson.
Oh, my gosh.
So I got online and I thought, I'm doing this. This is the answer. Red Unicorn Media is finally going to be truly born, and I'm going to do this 100%. I'm not freelancing anymore. I am opening up a successful media company and putting it all out there. And so I thought, with all this experience working for Rolling Stone and Us Weekly and Elle Magazine and all these places, and having my degree and having sales just kind of in my family, in my blood, I said, this is going to be easy. And it
right?
wasn't. It wasn't. And it's because I didn't understand what visibility meant. And I didn't understand what vulnerability meant. All I knew is I was out there kind of grasping at everything and looking at what everybody else was doing and thinking, oh, my God, every word I even typed in a post, I thought, is this right? Am I putting too much out there? Am I going to be stalked? Am I in danger? I mean, who knows what? I was really afraid. And I get that about entrepreneurs, and I get that about people who are online, and they're kind of going, what do I do? What do I do?
Right.
And really, the first step is to become visible. It's literally to act as if, like, you remember when you were in school passing notes to other girls in class?
Right.
What was in those notes? What was in
Right.
those notes is exactly what you should be posting online. That's how free you should be. Just be, what's in your journal, what's in your diary, because nowadays business has completely changed, and to put yourself out there, have lots of pictures, especially video. Video is going to be 55% more views regardless of what you're saying or doing. It's amazing. I love it. Live video is the it thing to be doing. It will truly take you from 0 to 100 in less than 5 minutes. So, I mean, in the beginning, I was really having a hard time, and I didn't understand, and I just kind of was going in all these groups, and I wasn't sharing as much about me as I could have. And what I didn't understand is that I didn't have to just share things about Red Unicorn Media and about art and about business, and I didn't have to sell to anybody. All I had to do was be myself. There's a lot of things about me that attract my ideal clients. I love crystals. I literally go to the Ozark Mountains every year, and I dig up crystals with my own hands. My clients adore that about me, and they're into crystals. And, that's just one aspect of my life. I'm big into nature. I like, I'm learning to meditate. I'm a foodie, all of these different things, and I love animals. All those different things that I post about, my ideal client is resonating with. And they're kind of going, wow, she likes crystals too. And they start seeing pictures and video, and none of it has to do with my business. But all of a sudden it occurs to them, hey, what does she do again? I think she's an artist. And then they go to my website or to my Facebook business page or my Instagram, and they figure it out, and they go, wow, I need to work with her, you know, and that's really how you become very visible and attract the people that you actually want to work with. And a lot of them become friends. A lot of them become where all of a sudden you're giving them money. You're giving your clients money and saying, I want your services now. And we're passing the money around to people that we actually love, you know. It's awesome. Yeah. It's like a dream come true, really.
I know, it's amazing. And, you know, something that you said, too, what everybody else is doing really stood out when you said that, because I think that we, you know, when we're starting our business, and I know I did this with myself, and, you know, because at the time you were branding me and all of that, that we look at what everybody else is doing and we think that, oh, that's the way to do it. But then there's so many people doing so many different things that we think that's the way. So can you tap on that? Because, you know, when you first started, you talked about visibility, vulnerability, and, you know, you were looking at what everybody else was doing. So how did you well, I know you were saying that what you did was you started, you know, posting things about what you love, right? So is that how you transitioned into doing more of the business, was just being yourself?
Exactly. And I had help. So I collaborated and had a relationship with a web designer. And really, I was very lucky to find her. So I did the branding for her clients, and she concentrated on what she was great at, which was web design. And she was like a year ahead of me when it comes to understanding how to sell on Facebook and how to run an online business and actually do it from home and take care of a family and make money. And so I did get tidbits from her, and that is one of the big kind of jumping off platforms that I had. So while I was working for her or with her, I started to realize, oh, you know, I can kind of promote myself in this way in this group. And I started to become more comfortable with that. And at the time, I was making a little bit of extra cash working for her clients. So I was lucky in that way to find her, and I know that we were meant to find each other for sure. Yeah, and it's so funny because she still wants to work with me, but she says she can't afford me now. But I always think it's really great that if you can find someone that complements your business and you guys hit it off, that you can collaborate with them and kind of, you know, hold on to each other before you get so big. Because in the beginning, I was all alone. Before I found her, I felt very alone. I was very used to being in an office, saying hello to people in the morning and all of that stuff. And all of a sudden, I was in my art studio, like, alone, and no one was here. It was really sad. It was sad. I was like, oh, my God, what am I doing here? And so one of the ways that I started connecting because of that and missing that was saying, hey, you know, people that I was resonating with, and they were commenting on my posts, and I was commenting back, and we were kind of laughing back and forth and having a good time. I messaged them privately, and I said, hey, do you want to, like, meet in person, like by Skype or Zoom? And for no reason, I had no motivation. And what happened was that turned into one of the best tools for visibility and understanding who my clients are and why I want to work with them. Because now all my meetings are done in person through video messaging, either through Facebook or Zoom or Skype. And I actually meet them in person. I look my clients in the eyes, and they are all over the world. And it was scary at first. I thought, oh, my gosh, I'm going to actually meet her. But we had such a good time, and I didn't feel alone anymore. And it felt really, really good. And I was starting to build relationships, and that was a big pivotal moment of understanding how to create a more in-depth relationship with someone that you meet online by meeting them in person, because words on a page, you know, it doesn't express, it's not the same as seeing someone's expression and being with someone like like that. I mean, it's almost in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you're on the journey together.
I hope I answered
really.
your question.
Yeah.
I hope I answered your question. I don't know if I did.
Yes. Yes. Well,
Okay,
and what I love too is that, you know, how you talk about how to gain clients just by being yourself, is that that's really what you're saying, is that, you know, you're working with them through visibility, right? So through the Zoom or the Facebook video or Skype. So you're seeing them and you're just being you, which I love because that's who you are. And then by doing this, that you just being you, that's how the clients found you. So that's like what you were saying, is that, you know, by being yourself, that's how you can gain the clients. It's just being, instead of being something other than we are.
Exactly. So this is something that just occurred to me yesterday, actually, and I posted a graphic about it. And what I said on the graphic was, your clients, your ideal clients are where you are. Stop looking for them. Just be yourself, and they are with you. Like, it's so funny because for so long I was kind of like hunting my clients. I'm like, what groups are they in? Where are they online? What do I need to say to attract them? And it was so frustrating. And that was not authentic. That was me forcing some kind of, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't right. And when I started opening up about myself and being vulnerable, I'd love to talk a little bit about vulnerability because everyone talks about that, and I think there's a misconception about it.
Absolutely.
So vulnerability, when I first came online, I thought was, you know, creating a post about a story that was about myself that I normally wouldn't tell anyone about, that was very treacherous, that, you know, that would make somebody cry. And it was kind of this leaping moment where all of a sudden everyone would know something about me that happened to me. And I think that being vulnerable doesn't have to be something that has happened to you that you're revealing. I think being vulnerable, for me, literally sharing some of my artwork and sharing selfies of myself in my everyday life, sharing the crystals, sharing little stories. Sometimes they are, you know, hurtful stories, but not a lot. Those are vulnerable moments for me. When you see me, or when I do like a Facebook Live video, that's very vulnerable. That's me in my real life, and it's live, just like we're doing right now. This is vulnerable. This is vulnerable visibility, what we're doing right now. It's very real, and everyone hears my voice and your voice. And I just want everyone to know that vulnerability doesn't have to be some sad story. You don't have to sit down at night and go, oh my gosh, let me tell this story about, you know, when this guy did something to me, and then I will get a lot of people noticing me. And it's just, that's the wrong way to think about it. It really is. To be vulnerable is to share who you really are. And I think that's what people are getting really mixed up about. And the authenticity part I would like to touch a little bit on too, is that being authentic is vulnerable. And a lot of people are like using authenticity in a shock value way. So a lot of people are swearing a lot. I swear, okay, but I do it in an authentic way, which no one swears. I've been seeing these posts and these videos where people are swearing like every other sentence, and they're getting a lot of hits. They're getting noticed, and they're getting some of their message across, but I feel like it's not as authentic. I think people are copying off that because they're saying, oh, she's doing it, she's successful, I think I'm going to start doing that. And I swear, well, we all swear. I mean, let's be real. We all swear, okay? It's not new. And if you have to swear to get your point across, then I don't think that's very intelligent. I know everyone's going to disagree with me, but maybe there'll be some people that won't.
Well, and that goes back to what we said a little bit earlier about what everyone else is doing, because they're doing, you're seeing them getting hit. So what you're really saying is that, you know, if you're doing this to get the hits and everything else, then you're not being authentic and being real and just showing up as you. The clients are going to come when you show up and you're being authentic and you're just being yourself. Because people see the realism of that, and people want that. And I fully agree with that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you don't have to plan what you're going to be like online or what you're going to post, because if I were to come over to your house today, do you have everything you're going to say to me planned? That's not authentic. No. Authentic is me coming over your home and we have a conversation and it's in real time. And that's exactly how everyone should be posting and coming to everybody live or through social media, is just in the moment, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, because it just makes it much more real. And I think that's what people are looking for, is the real and the authenticity. Well, you talk about corporate brainwashing rules. What do you mean? Yeah. I know a lot of people in the corporate world, and they, it is sort of a brainwashing that you think you have to do this. So can you elaborate on that?
Definitely. So I was in corporate my whole life. I actually started working when I was 13 years old. And I was in offices from the time I was, I think, 18 through my 30s. And what happened slowly and harshly year after year after year is people telling me that being myself was not allowed. It was not policy. And it seemed as if my whole entire personality was against policy.
Rebel.
And I started to doubt, year after year, I started to doubt myself. And I started to think there was something very seriously wrong with me, because I was, I had pretty good stints here and there, but I always felt as if I had to conform to rules of, what I had to wear. Being female was difficult. I actually just told a story yesterday. There was a time when I was meeting with my boss. We're in his office, and it was a very big office. It was huge. And he told me that he had to leave or I had to leave, if I could just leave, that the meeting was over, because I was making him feel things.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And so being a woman and being in corporate America became really, really difficult for me. It was catty. It was, I always felt as if I was doing something wrong, and it wasn't a team atmosphere anywhere I worked, no matter what they said in the manuals. And so I just always felt like that wild black horse trying to break free. And I'm glad I did. I don't think that working in an office is bad. And I would love to say this to everybody, because entrepreneurs have a tendency to really say a lot of negative things about working in offices. And not everyone can be an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
So it's a good place for a lot of people, and it provides really good lives for families. But for me personally, it was killing me.
Right.
It was.
Well,
and it was basically, deteriorating every essence of my being.
Well, and I agree with you. And I think, too, when people are in the corporate world, it's if you're in that environment and you love that environment, it's just being who you are. Again, it's about being awareness that this is what I love. I love being in the corporate world. I'm not an entrepreneur, because you're absolutely right. Not every single person in this world is an entrepreneur. So it's recognizing that and realizing that just because, what's being said about the corporate world is not necessarily, doesn't have to be true for you. So I love that. Well, and I know you have a visibility course that's coming up. And so do you want to share that? I would love for you to share that with the people.
Oh, my gosh, absolutely. So I started a visibility course this year, and what is really great about it is, first of all, visibility is scary. It's vulnerable. That's what we were talking about earlier. And especially when you're first coming online, which I totally get, it's just a different world, and it's very hard to grasp, and it's hard to actually get that bravery to just do it yourself. So the class gives you a platform to do that, because what I do is I keep it really small. So there's only 10 spots available. And I do that on purpose to keep it small so that we all get to know each other and we all feel safe together. And we actually become friends. It's been such a hit because of its small nature. And it's a secret Facebook group, meaning it can't be searched, it can't be found. You have to be added by me. And it's for 3 weeks. And we actually have a live meeting that we do once a week. So we meet each other before we even do any of the challenges and any of the coursework. And I wish I would have had this course when I first started online myself. I wish I had my own course. And I think that's why I developed it, because, I never even wanted to do a course, to be honest. It was never in the plan. And one day I woke up and it was, and I thought, I wish I had this. And I thought, you know what? There's other people that need this. So I started it, and we do, you'll learn how to promo yourself on a personal and a professional level on social media using Facebook Live. We talk about, obviously, with Red Unicorn Media, I'm an artistic branding expert. I do web design. I'm an advanced, Photoshop expert. So we talk a lot about graphics, about color psychology, and all of those things that are going to make you pop when you post even a graphic. So we don't just concentrate on video, but we do. And it's not just live video. It's also the pre-recorded video. And one of the little things I would love to just give our listeners today is something that I noticed recently. Since I have been doing Facebook Lives, what happened was my pre-recorded videos have gotten better. So it's a really nice tool and something that will enhance your pre-recorded. So a lot of people that have pre-recorded video, how long it takes, because you constantly have the ability to self-edit yourself. You can erase the video and start over. And you do that over and over and over. It's exhausting. That's why I love live video, because there's no editing. If you drop your phone,
so real.
You dropped it, you got to pick it up. So,
yes, I can.
If you're sideways.
Are you doing it sideways?
I know. And that's okay. We all do that. And I talk about in the course, even working at Rolling Stone, having the president of Ford get cut off in a meeting. I mean, people are in panic mode, and I never panicked because there's no use to it. Technology will always fail you, but it can give you things that you never had before, and it's really important to just stay abreast of the marketing opportunities. And I say this all the time. Your video will get 55% more views and visibility than anything that you ever do. It is as if, think of this, during the Super Bowl, how much money is it to have a commercial air during the Super Bowl? Well, guess what? During the Super Bowl, you can do a Facebook Live video for free, and you will be all over the internet. I mean, that is amazing. So we talk about all of these things. We talk even about copywriting. Titles are really important. The first sentences of your posts are important. And we just get really close. And when we're ready to, we go outside of the group. And that's the cool part about it, is that we're doing the video, we're learning together, we're learning about each other, we're feeling safer. We're talking about the different, who our ideal clients are and all these things. But at the same time, you don't have to be doing it in front of the world until you're ready. But you're ready when I say you're ready. There is a day when I'm like, we're jumping out of the nest, everybody.
You're going to fly. Oh, my gosh. It's
we practice
amazing.
in the group. Yeah, we practice in the group. And it's just $125. It's so super reasonable. And I'm only going to be doing one more course, which starts October 10th, and it's for 3 weeks. So I will be posting more information about that online in the next few days, and I'm really excited. I've gotten tons of testimonials. So many women who never thought that they would have fun, and that's the biggest thing, you know. It's about having fun in your business. Visibility needs to be fun. Being vulnerable can be fun, you know, and that's what the course is all about. It's great. It's epic.
And we'll have all that information on the video as well. But thank you, Allie, so much for just being you. And like I said, everybody, I worked with her, and she's amazing. And we've created, outside of a client relationship, we've actually created a friendship. And so it's just really amazing. So thank you again so much for being on the show. You're just so wonderful, and you do really represent relationships to a very deep level. So thank you for that.
Oh, I love you, Linda.
I love you too. We appreciated having you on the show, and we want to thank everyone out there, the listeners who joined us today and the ones who will be joining us via YouTube. We really thank you so much, and please don't forget to follow, subscribe, comment, and like us. And you can join me next week, September 1st, for the next show, Pain, Compensation, and How to Get Back to Neutral with Kaylin Ellis. So, Allie, thank you again so much. So anybody will have all her information on there, and you can get in touch with her and find out when this visibility course is going to be, and check into her the magic of Red Unicorn, because it really is, it is amazing. It is very magical. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Fashion Emergency Hotline.
Help! My mom doesn't think I need to go back to school.
You have to go to school. It's the law.
You didn't let me finish. She doesn't think I need to go back to school shopping.
That should be a law. Go to Old Navy. You'll be voted best dressed before school even starts.
Old Navy?
Yes, right now, kids' clothes are up to 60% off.
60% off?
Yeah, the hallway will be your runway. They have awesome graphic tees, colorful active gear, and jeans start at just $10.
Now you're talking. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Old Navy. Valid 7/28 to 9/2. Select styles only.
Shop at Vaughn's Friday through Sunday now through August 28th and earn 2 times gas reward points on purchases. Clip the weekly coupon and use at checkout, or click the coupon on Just For You. Redeem gas rewards at participating Vaughn's, Chevron, and Texaco gas stations. Maximum gas reward at participating Chevron or Texaco stations is 20 cents per gallon in a single fill-up, up to 25 gallons. Other restrictions and exclusions apply. See complete details at Vaughn's.com.